top of that, do you know that the whole audience screamed out A minor? Why is that so huge? Because it lets us know that UMG is also sending a message that Drake's career is done, finito, finished. It wasn't just the crowd.
Friendly reminder for everyone that no matter how bad your day is going, nobody is having a worse day than Drake.
Now when it comes to Drake, OVO, and anybody still riding with the biggest circus in hip-hop right now, things have never looked worse for them. With Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour rolling strong, it's crystal clear. No matter how much these clowns try to fake it, they're losing badly. They've been scrambling to throw shade, posting pictures of empty stadiums before fans even got inside, trying to make the show seem like a flop.
This was a message from UMG, a love letter sealed with a kiss, right? From UMG to Drake, letting him know that no matter what happens with that lawsuit, and they're confident will get dismissed, you are finished in this industry. You have no friends, only foes. They do not fear you, but worse, instead, they do not respect you. You better keep yourself in Australia or keep yourself in Canada. And judging like what's going on with the whole trade thing, I don't know. Is Drake gonna have to start paying 25% taxes to perform in the US?
But guess what? Just like always, their little plan backfired. Kendrick isn't just holding it down. He's smashing records left and right, packing out arenas in cities that Drake once called his territory. And not only is Kendrick taking over those spots, but he's also pulling bigger numbers than Drake ever managed to pull there. Wild, right? Now it's a fact that Drake and his crew can't hide from the truth anymore, no matter how hard they fake smiles or push weak narratives. Kendrick's popularity and power are on a whole other level, and it's way too loud to ignore now. Drake's silence says it all. He knows deep down that it's more over for him right now than it's ever been before. And we ain't even started breaking down the real drama yet, so stay locked in. It helps a ton, for real. And with Kendrick Lamar blowing up the way he is right now, we're about to witness even more legendary moments from him, and even more epic crash outs from Drake.
And then he switched to the Canadian accent when he was talking about Crody when he was
FUBU line. But guess what, y'all? All that cryptic rap, that metaphor.
You don't want to think too hard.
Listen, it ain't even much me. The world ain't thinking that hard. They like Drake.
Well, you got some real hip hop heads.
Drake, it don't matter.
Hey, it's okay to like both of them.
I like both of them.
No.
And anyone even remotely tied to him. It's getting ugly out here. So make sure you hit that like button hard so rap's losing squad can't keep ducking from the truth any longer. Now with that out the way, let's get into it. When it comes to Kendrick Lamar, it's wild how it only took the launch of his Grand National Tour, just 2 shows, that's it, for him to completely crush every tired excuse and fake story Drake's crew has been pushing. In just 2 nights, Kendrick managed to tear down every shady narrative they built up over the years to try and block his shine. And right now, you can see how desperate Drake's whole circle is getting.
And out the facts here and saying, this does not look good. This looks like you're outside of the culture. This looks like you are doing something crazy. If you have an explanation for it, I'd like to hear it. I'd love to hear Drake's explanation for this. It might be a brilliant one. But as of now, it just looks like he's suing somebody for doing the thing that everybody does in a rap battle, which is talk shit. And do we really think that people are out there trying to beat up Drake or kill Drake or get vigilante justice for pedophilia? I'm not sure I believe.
They're out here posting photos of the opening act, claiming the tour's a flop because nobody's there. Pure comedy. Anybody who's even halfway been to a concert knows that's normal. Opening acts always perform while people are still arriving, grabbing drinks, buying merch, or just finding their seats. Acting like that means the show is a failure is straight up embarrassing. What made it even funnier was seeing people seriously try to push this wild narrative that in a clip of Kendrick performing, the only folks there were the ones holding up lights, and the rest of the place was empty. Like, come on, that's straight up comedy.
I'm listening to this sing on this album, bro. Like, this is like clearly, he's so mad. Nah, Drake, even as much as I defend you, you're a serial f***ed up nigga, man. Wayne got locked up, you f***ed his girl. Drama paid you for a feature, you f***ed his girl. Yo, what's up with you, bro? What the f*** is going on with Drake, bro? Yo, Drake, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you, like.
Not only do other angles clearly show the whole stadium packed to the max, but anybody with common sense knows not everyone is gonna have their lights up at the same exact moment. And now with all this madness spinning out of control, Drake and his little squad, yeah, the ones he's been scheming with behind the scenes to spread dirt about Kendrick, are absolutely spiraling. It's gotten so bad that they're out here pushing narratives that aren't even close to reality anymore. It's like they're living in their own made-up world at this point.
Seems like a failed attempt sort of not to look petty, not to look like he's suing the artist that just, annihilated him in this rap battle. Let's just call it for what it is. That song is a banger, right?
Nobody outside of Drake's loyal fan bubble is even buying what they're selling anymore. It's just getting sad to watch. And through all this noise, with the Grand National Tour kicking off, it's really starting to feel like an NBA or NFL season. Fans picking sides, rooting for wins and losses like it's playoff time.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing about nostalgia. One thing about nostalgia this party here. My real friends are definitely in the building. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna come to a point in life where people you thought were friends, or people you thought were close to you, they might switch up, they might try to move funny with you, they might stab you in the back, they might do a lot of things to you. You'll come to that realization, wherever you're at in life, you've probably been there and you'll be there again, that's how life is. But look, sometimes it's you and you alone by yourself. Sometimes it's you alone with your thoughts. Sometimes, you know what?
But guess what? Kendrick Lamar is showing everybody, loud and clear, that no matter how much you twist the story, he's still standing tall. If this really is a season where folks are picking sides and rooting for artists to flop, then Kendrick Lamar is without a doubt the MVP of the whole league. He's taken hip-hop way beyond the limits we've been talking about for years, and now it's finally happening in real time. When you break down the numbers from this tour so far, it's crazy what it shows. On night one, Kendrick and CSA didn't just sell out every single ticket. They pulled off the highest grossing show of their entire careers. And considering how strong their past tours were already, that says a lot. But it doesn't stop there. They didn't just beat their own records, they crushed the record for the biggest show ever by any rapper. And here's the wildest part. They did it in a city and venue that's not even one of the main stage spots like New York or LA, where everybody expects history to be made. That makes this even more insane.
I mean, it's clearly not Drake, right? So Drake didn't tell her this. Again, first of all, I reached out to Drake too. Drake, he's not speaking on this, right? And he doesn't need to speak on it. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a lawsuit. You get what I'm saying?
Kendrick Lamar literally broke a record that used to belong to Eminem, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Let that sink in. This isn't just a W for Kendrick. This is a game-breaking, mind-boggling, history-making moment for all of hip-hop. And the way Kendrick did it, no gimmicks, no watered-down tricks, just pure, undeniable skill, rapping better than anybody alive right now. This is a wake-up call to every rapper out there. Step your game up, because Kendrick is setting a whole new standard. And what's even crazier, for most artists, that first night would be the peak, but not for Kendrick. Night 2 in Houston, the city that was supposed to be the weakest link, turned out even louder than the first one.
Drake destroyed everybody.
Drake destroyed everybody. But the thing I just heard from Kendrick, it's a battle now. I feel like it's a battle.
That was trash what Kendrick just did.
No. You think it was trash?
No, he think it was trash? I don't think it was trash.
That boy Drake said, we want to see your contract so we can see the splits. The way you doing splits, boy, your pants might rip. I ain't nothing, man. That boy ain't saying not one bar that could top that one bar.
He said somebody's son about his parenting.
Yeah, his parents.
Yeah. He said something
about that.
And then he told me, then he was like,
Even though it was expected to be a little softer in ticket sales, they still ended up moving every single seat. Kendrick came through and shut it all the way down again. And now with these real records being shattered and the impact plain as day, just by looking at those massive crowds, it's even more clear in places like Houston, where it gets real personal. Let's not forget, Houston is a city where Drake practically crowned himself a resident. He thought they would ride for him forever, that this was his stomping ground, no questions asked.
I've been telling y'all since the beginning what was gonna happen, man. I had the homies, some of my homies was telling me, I don't know if Kendrick gonna win it. Kendrick just won 5 Grammys off of Not Like Us and his album dissing Drake, man. I've been telling y'all from the beginning what's gonna happen.
But Kendrick, he pulled up, rocked the entire stadium, and even had the nerve to call Houston his home now. A straight up jab at Drake for thinking he owned the city. Kendrick didn't just perform, he owned the night, left that stadium in pieces, and walked out with more broken records in his pocket. And now, with all this happening, the reality is way too loud to ignore. For Drake, OVO, ACK, and anybody still clinging to the fantasy that Drake didn't lose that rap battle, it's a wrap. There's no more spinning the story, no more pretending Kendrick's hype is fake, no more acting like the support isn't real. It's right there in stadium after stadium, bigger than anything they ever expected. These shows prove what they've been scared to admit. Kendrick Lamar is the biggest rapper out right now. And in a time when it feels like hip-hop and music are starting to lose their soul, with too many artists treating the game like a side hustle.
Gotta ask, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year?
I don't care nothing about that shit.
No.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. All the best to him, man.
Okay, cool.
I don't do that bullshit.
I feel you, man.
Kendrick standing tall, facing off not just against Drake and the industry politics, but against the entire watered-down wave the industry's trying to push. He's here to remind everybody what real greatness looks like. With Kendrick pulling crowds this massive, crowds packed with people who genuinely care about his music and the message behind it, it's clear he's doing something way bigger than just putting on a show. He's turning each night into a full-blown experience. And when you really step back and look at what this record-breaking tour means, it's obvious this is the real victory lap of that whole beef. Kendrick isn't just talking to the people, he's connecting with them in a way that's shaking the whole culture. In a time when most artists are barely trying and the passion feels dead, Kendrick's showing everybody that if you actually put your heart in it, the sky's the limit. He's proving that fans are hungry for realness, and if you give them that, they'll show up big time.
Kendrick Lamar accepted his award for Not Like Us wearing this. There were some people that pointed out that this may be a slight diss to Drake. Of course, the song we know, but if you notice, he was wearing denim on denim. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that is called a Canadian tuxedo. And for those of you in America wondering, is that a real thing? Do Canadians even know what this is? Is this just made up?
And now, stacking all of this up and bringing it back to Drake, man, it's ugly. No matter how much they want you to believe he's still on top, the reality is loud. When you put Kendrick's Grand National Tour next to Drake's Anita Max Win Tour, it's not even close. Drake's tour bombed so bad, he had to cancel multiple shows and ghost the whole situation like it never even happened. And it's not just speculation either. Drake didn't just cancel and reschedule like some artists do. He straight up erased it from memory, acting like it was never a thing. Meanwhile, Kendrick's stadium tour is lighting up the rap game in a way nobody's seen before, with him smashing through records once held by legends like Eminem and Jay-Z.
I can guarantee you that almost every single person in Canada knows exactly what a Canadian tuxedo is. Jean on top, jean on the bottom. No one really wears it, at least not in this day. Sometimes you do it ironically. In the day, it was very popular. But do I think Kendrick did this on purpose? You mean the guy who had this playing at the beginning of Euphoria with reverse audio? Yeah, I do think so. I'm Jeremy Heck, your friendly Los Angeles to Canada translator.
At the same time, Drake couldn't even hold down a full house. Kendrick is literally setting a new standard for what hip-hop greatness looks like. No matter how hard Drake's side tries to cover it up, the days of hiding behind fake narratives about industry suppression and rigged numbers are done. It's a wrap, because when it comes to the one thing you can't fake in music, packing out stadiums, Kendrick Lamar is doing it effortlessly. He's rapping in buildings that only two of the biggest legends in music history have ever rocked before. Meanwhile, over on Drake's side, he couldn't even hold down an arena tour right now. Facts. And don't let anybody try to sweep that under the rug, because they are trying real hard to make people forget about that massive flop, but real ones remember.
Cherry on top of all of this is Drake didn't even attend. And while Kendrick was accepting one of the awards, the entire crowd sang along with the words A minor. Oh, and on top of all of that, he's got the Super Bowl next week. This is kind of like if you got into a fight at school and it really didn't go that well, so you stayed home the next day because you were sad. But the other guy decided to show up and he stole your girl, took all your friends, had all the teachers replaying the fight in their classrooms on the projector, and even the principal showed up and was like, hey, that was such a good fight, you get to be principal for the next week.
They can't erase it, no matter how many distractions they throw out there. Looking at where we are now, it's never been more clear. Kendrick Lamar isn't just winning, he's running the whole game. No matter how they try to twist it, Kendrick is the biggest rapper alive. And honestly, he's up there as one of the biggest forces in the entire music industry right now. When you really break it down, looking at the success of his tour, his music, his connection with fans, it's crystal clear. At this point, there's only two superstars sitting at the very top of the mountain, Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift. That's it. They're in a league of their own, no competition even close.
Also, here's 5 Grammys. So no matter how bad your day is going, at the very least, your worst enemy did not receive a record-breaking 5-time award-winning world recognition for calling you a predator.
And what makes Kendrick's rise even crazier, he did it without selling out his authenticity. He stayed true, kept it real, and still ended up standing taller than the rest. You gotta give Kendrick major props for this, because not only do rappers almost never pull something like this off, but artists in general rarely ever do. Keeping your integrity while climbing to the absolute top, that's rare air. And now Kendrick Lamar is sitting in a whole different league, leading what's not just the biggest rap tour right now, but honestly one of the most important tours of this entire era in music. And let's not forget, SZA's out here doing her thing too, being part of this tour and crushing it with her own moves. From her music to her new beauty line, she's breaking barriers too. She's showing what an artist can really be when you dream bigger and stop following the same tired blueprint.
Hey, I'm gonna just keep it a beam with you, bro. Bro, you my GOAT, you my favorite artist. But bro, you gotta stop the nigga behavior, bro. Why are you so fucking bitches, bro? Like, you know niggas gonna hate you for life off of that shit. Why the hell are you over here trying to still these niggas bitches? Yo, The Weeknd, from what I've heard, he don't, like, they had a little tit for tat, like, but nigga, I heard that nigga hate Drake because Drake tried to, or either his girl, bro. Like, Drake, like, you're foul for that. Why are you doing this?
Honestly, when you step back and look at it, people are finally waking up to what's happening right now. Rap is reaching new levels, and everybody's got to take notice. Kendrick and SZA are the 2 biggest forces in music at this very moment. No question about it. And they're not just winning. They're elevating what's possible in hip-hop and R&B in ways we've never seen before. You got to hand it to them. They're setting the bar so high it's crazy. And meanwhile, while Kendrick and SZA are making history out here,
Drake, of course you're gonna be able to any girl, but what is coming across, like, you don't got no goddamn morals, you don't got no integrity. How is everybody knowing you for everybody's girl? How do you have so much beef, my brother? The Weeknd done dissed you. ASAP Rocky done dissed you.
Drake and his whole camp are still scrambling, trying to push weak narratives to make the tour look like a flop. Even Ack is out here trying to spin it like it's a bad thing, but nobody's buying it. Now that they can't hide behind ticket sales anymore, they're getting desperate. Ack's out here trying to spin the story that Kendrick's live shows are boring and that people are only showing up for SZA. Like, seriously? No matter how they want to slice it, just look around. Kendrick is clearly the main event, the one everybody's pulling up to see. And now, no matter how much line spinning and narrative flipping the biggest losers in hip-hop try to do to tear down Kendrick's name, it's not gonna work. They can't fake the energy around this tour. They can't erase the records being shattered. They can't hide the fact that Kendrick is right now pulling off the biggest hip-hop tour we've ever seen.
Drake has been openly and covertly taking shot after shot after shot after shot after shot at, like, his contemporaries, at total randos like Esperanza Spalding, taking the crappiest side totally at random in the whole Megan Tory Lanez thing. Honestly, like, nobody asked what you thought about any of these things or any of these people. You're just making yourself look like a fucking asshole. You're just making enemy after enemy after enemy, totally for no reason whatsoever. Like, of course that's going to catch up to you at some point. He constantly bitches and moans and whines and complains about, oh, I got no friends in the industry. It's lonely at the top. Like, that has nothing to do with you. That's not your doing in any way whatsoever. That's just, like, completely by accident. That's just because people were mean.
While Drake had to cancel his tour and quietly back out. It's done. These dudes have never looked worse. The truth is out there for everybody to see. Kendrick's out here moving culture forward, while Drake's camp is stuck in the past, playing games they already lost. And moving forward, Drake's rare silence is saying way more than his words ever could. He knows it's over. If he really believed he could stand toe-to-toe with Kendrick, he would have already launched a stadium tour of his own. But he's not, and he won't, because deep down, he knows he's not that guy anymore. Drake didn't do it during Views, he didn't do it during Scorpion, and he didn't do it during any other era when people were saying he was at his peak. And honestly, that tells you everything you need to know. If Drake couldn't pull off stadium-level shows when he was supposedly on top, then he was never built for it. Plain and simple.
well just tell us prepare for a cold winter, because I don't think we're getting no new music from him. I don't want that. So that's why I think it's bad. I want new Drake music, and I want his music to do well. I don't think his music or anybody's music could do the best to its ability without the label. It's an industry, is baked in the cake. If you're not with Universal, Sony, or if you're not with Warner, your music just won't get to the next level.
Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar is just getting started with this new wave. The wildest part, this isn't even his peak yet. We don't even know how much higher he can take it from here. And that's the craziest part of all. So with all that said, I want to hear from you. How are you feeling seeing Kendrick Lamar winning this big and shattering so many records with his grand national tour? And at the same time, how do you feel seeing Drake losing ground so fast, to the point where it's painfully clear now that he ended up being the biggest loser you could have bet on during this whole beef? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to see what you got to say about this madness. And if you made it this far in the video, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. It helps a ton and keeps us pushing through major moments like this one. Hip-hop's in an incredible place right now. And with Kendrick's tour still rolling strong and who knows what else he's got planned, it's only going up from here. For real, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about everything going down. And hey, don't forget to share this video too. Help spread the word. Now, if you want to see how Kendrick Lamar isn't slowing down anytime soon and might even be leveling up again, you gotta stick around. Word on the street from people close to him is that Kendrick could be dropping even more new music real soon. And trust me, nobody's ready for what's coming next. Check out the suggested video on the screen. It's about to get even crazier. See you in the next one.